national anthem? No. And eventually that's going to go to court if this continues in this madness of people saying, well, you got to stand for the... Well, you know what? Maybe you don't. Or maybe you do. I don't know.
Here's the thing. And I wouldn't mind so much if the NFL, if they decided to put that rule in place, then fine. But then what do you do? Let's say, pick a player. Pick a great player.
Current or?
Any. All right, let's say Odell Beckham Jr.
Okay.
Let's say Odell Beckham Jr. decides to say, you know what? I'm not standing for the national anthem. To hell with you. So what do the Giants do? There's not receivers like Odell Beckham Jr. just like sitting walking around unemployed.
Yeah, but you don't want to make a point of your good player. You want to make a bad player.
That's my point. Is the talent dictates policy a lot of times.
Well, that's part of Colin Kaepernick. He's not Tom Brady.
Well, but he was blackballed from the league. You can't tell me that Colin Kaepernick shouldn't have an NFL roster spot.
Of course he should. At least as a backup.
I'm not saying that
Mark Sanchez could get a backup job.
Well, that's my point. Is that Colin Kaepernick? To me, he's probably an NFL starter. He's that level. He's a starter on a bad team, but at the very least, he's a starter on a bad team or a backup. Like you said, if Mark Sanchez can get a job in the NFL, I can't imagine why Colin Kaepernick can't.
Yeah.
And so many even the 49ers who no longer employ Colin Kaepernick, the coaches and the owners involved with the 49ers have said this guy was a model teammate.
Sure.
So it's not like the teams come up with this excuse, well, he comes with baggage or he's a disruptive influence.
The thing that also gets me
about
Kaepernick is that people still think he's playing in the NFL.
He hasn't played in a while.
Anyway, read the Ducks thing, brother.
Oh, all right. We got a contest here, brother.
It's not a contest.
It's a giveaway.
It's a giveaway.
All right. Well, same thing, kind of. Be the first caller to 516-572-7440 and win a pair of tickets to see the Long Island Ducks take on the York Revolution. I almost said New York Revolution. On Sunday, August 12th at 5:05 p.m. The Long Island Ducks bring you Atlantic League baseball all summer long at Bethpage Ballpark in Central Islip. That's a little confusing. Information about the Long Island Ducks full schedule, tickets, and more can be found by visiting liducks.com. So be the first caller and go to the Long Island Ducks game on August 12th.
No ad-libbing. Anyway, let's quickly talk about the Yankees. Aaron Judge has a chip fracture in his right wrist.
I hate chip fractures.
He was hit by Jacob Junis. Out for at least 3 weeks.
3 weeks. He can't swing a bat for 3 weeks. So it's probably going to be more like 4 weeks because he's going to have to. The fracture is going to have to heal. He's going to have to start swinging a bat. Probably do maybe like a 2-game rehab or something, real quick rehab, and then get him. In fact, he might not even do a rehab. Just get him back in the lineup, and hopefully he starts mashing immediately. But that's unlikely.
Maybe he can play for the Pizza Rats.
No. Let's hope that Aaron Judge will never be a pizza rat.
They haven't changed their name officially, right?
They just do that for weekends. It's a marketing ploy.
Yeah, I know that.
But I'm
of course
big on disagreement with that.
The Pizza Rats are in the subway. There's no subway.
There's no subway in Staten Island. Exactly. They have buses there.
They have the ferry, which is great.
I've taken one.
I love the ferry. Also, Yankees, who they acquire, brother?
Well, a couple of guys. Zach Britton from the Orioles.
Do they need him?
He has made a great bullpen even greater. Although the other day he actually did give up a run. He walked in a run. He was kind of dismal the other day, which didn't bring any confidence towards me. What I'm seeing him walking a guy in with the bases loaded is like, what are you doing? Like, come on. It's like you're Zach Britton. Be Zach Britton. But anyway, they gave up right-hander Dylan Tate, who was a number 9 prospect, and a couple of lower prospects. To the Orioles for Zach Britton. Dylan Tate was not in the plans. He is a guy who was the number 4 pick overall by the Texas Rangers a few years back, but has underachieved as a prospect.
I have a question. You talk about the minor league rating system and 1 through whatever 20.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't you start really at number 26 because the first 25 good players are in the major leagues?
No,
you wouldn't do that.
No,
I would. That's just something I thought.
Feel free to write into the fine people at MLB.com, brother. I'm sure they'll.
I'll write the commissioner.
They'll take your suggestion into.
I'm sure they will. And also, Yankees acquired who?
Here's what people need to know. His initials are J.A.
Right,
but it's pronounced J, so it's just J-Hap.
Okay.
All right. I learned that the other day from my man Michael K. He actually said it on the program. But they got Jay Happ from the Toronto Blue Jays and traded Brandon Drury and minor league outfielder Billy McKinney. Billy McKinney is a guy who's been on the move. He's been involved in, I think this was his third trade, maybe his fourth. He's gone. He's been involved in trades for a lot of good names. The Yankees got him in the trade for Aroldis Chapman from the Cubs 2 seasons ago. And he's a serviceable guy. I mean, I would like to see Billy McKinney find a spot in Major League Baseball.
Right.
I don't think he's ever going to be a star, but I think he's a guy who could help a Major League team in some way, shape, or form. He's a pretty good hitter, but with the Yankees and the depth that they have both right now, especially Clint Frazier, who was actually just put on the DL again for concussion syndrome symptoms, and Estevan Florial, who is a mega prospect, who they expect to be a great player in probably 2 or 3 years. But with those guys and some others around, Billy McKinney he was just never going to see the light of day for the Yankees.
It's tough sometimes if you're a minor league player to how to get out and get into the major leagues. If you're on a team that's really good like the Yankees, or you're not moving up because
it's talent is obviously always going to be the first thing that you have to have, but opportunity is a very close second. Look at Clint Frazier. I mean, here's a guy who, without the concussions issues that he's been having this year, he should be in the major leagues. And the Yankees have they have so much depth and so many players that wasn't going to happen. Now, I don't know what the situation is going to be with Brett Gardner next year. I still think the Yankees should pick up his option, but they might not, just to create a space for Clint Frazier. And never mind Jacoby Ellsbury, because I mean, Wally Matthews said on Twitter the other day that he doesn't remember a player ever missing an entire season without having a catastrophic injury, and that's what Jacoby Ellsbury is right now. He's just not playing. He's just kind of a forgotten man in the Yankees system who's making $21 million or whatever it is. The Yankees need to unload this guy.
Yeah,
just pick up whatever and let him go.
By the way, I just want to mention this since we mentioned the sports writers.
Yes, brother.
The Ford C. Frick Award, which is the broadcasters, Bob Costas this year.
Yes, so there you go. Bob
Costas
should be Commissioner Costas.
I agree with that.
So,
but he would change. I think the management of the teams would fire him in about a week.
Probably.
He'd say,
"You don't have our best interests, or we can't make as much money."
Yeah,
Costas would want the games to be shorter, first of all.
Yeah,
and that would involve, the only way you do that is to take out commercials.
Right, and the other thing he'd want is he'd get rid of the DH. I think.
I don't know if he would. Costas might be coming around on that. I'd have to have a talk with him. We'd have to bring him in. We should get him on the show.
Actually, it'd probably be easy because he's not broadcasting.
What's he doing these days?
I don't know. He's not doing the Olympics.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna take a break right now, brother.
All right. Why not?
Because, we have to take breaks and part of it. By the way, we have Ducks tickets, 516-572-7440. If you're interested, they're August 12th. Ducks versus the York Revolution. Give us a call if you would like that. The tickets are free. How can that be bad?
We like free.
Anyway, we're going to take a break. We'll be back right after this. Tim, you're at Twitter
We're still at Real Tim Leonard.
Oh, yeah, just checking.
Attention all Long Island residents. This is an important message. Please stand by.
You looking to learn more about Long Island?
Do you need to be informed about the current issues Long Island is having?
Do you want to learn more about what Long Island has to offer?
Yeah, you do.
Listen to My Hometown, where our student and community volunteer hosts explore clubs, organizations, businesses, and issues affecting Long Islanders like you and me. Listen for weekly interviews that shed light on the Long Island towns that are making a difference.
Covering Long Island head to toe, every inch, every mile.
Tune in every Thursday afternoon at 4 or Sunday evenings at 10 on the voice of Nassau Community College 90.3 WHPC.
Hey, that's my job.
You snooze, you lose.
Okay.
Yo. Tell your friends about the Nassau Morning Madhouse. Hear what you're missing.
Check it out. These revamps of these TV shows that came out, like, for instance, Fuller House.
Fuller House stinks.
You don't like it?
I've watched a bunch of episodes of it just because I really like Full House. They focus too much on the newer kids. I'd rather it be about Danny, Joey, Jesse, and I don't want to know about DJ's kids. I think they stink as actors.
What?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
Kill off the original kids. Have it be about Danny and all that, raising the new kids.
Oh my God. First off, you're an awful director. There's something going on in your mind that I don't like. Oh, just kill off DJ, Stephanie,
It's a TV show. It's not like I'm bringing the actors out back and shooting them in the head.
How are you going to kill them off? What are you going to do?
I don't know.
An
Car
assassin?
accident. They go off the side of the Golden Gate.
I would hate.
Everywhere.
The Nassau Morning Madhouse. Weekday mornings from 7 to 9. On the voice of Nassau Community College.
90.3 WHPC.
90.3 WHPC reminds you that elections aren't about the candidates, they're about you.
Want to have a say in what happens in your country, your state, your community, your family, your future?
You have a personal stake in the upcoming elections. Register to vote. Learn the issues. Cast your ballot on November 6th.
It's your chance to make a difference.
This is a public service announcement from the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Welcome back to From the Press Box. I'm Rob Leonard. Who are you, Tim?
I'm still Tim Leonard.
Award-winning sports writer. I just want to quickly say, what is it with Jet quarterbacks and holding out?
Are you asking me? Or you said you just wanted to say. Now you're asking a question.
Well, yeah, just it's a rhetorical question that keeps happening.
Well,
even Joe Willie held out, but at least he had a little talent.
Well, here's the deal. All right, I'm going to say this, and I know people don't like athletes holding out. I got to put this one entirely on the Jets.
I do too,
and the reason being, the reason that Sam Darnold, the USC, the third overall pick, the reason that he's holding out is because I don't understand what the insistence of the Jets to put the language in. It's about contract language.
Right.
And I understand why Darnold's representation doesn't want the language in it that the Jets want. The Jets basically want to put language in the contract that would void the deal. Right now Darnold is basically looking at $30 million guaranteed. And the entire contract would be guaranteed.
That's great. Imagine that.
If you got talent, if you're 6'5" and 230 pounds and you can throw a ball 60 yards on a dime.
Said, here's a check for like $30 million.
Hey, thank you.
I know.
That's why we play the lottery, brother. Because we're not 6'5", 230 and can't throw a football on a dime. But the language in the contract would allow the Jets to void the deal if Darnold is fined by the league. Now, just fined.
Right.
Now, let's say Darnold, for whatever reason, wears the wrong socks. I mean, we're talking the NFL.
Right.
It's still a no-fun league. And they hand out fines like chiclets. So any fine that he would get, and this is, again, just for mistakenly wearing the wrong logo. Let's say he wore a headband, like an Adidas headband, or I don't know who he signed a deal with yet as far as sponsorship for shoes or whatever. But let's say that logo doesn't coincide with the NFL sponsor, and he wears whatever their headband is one day. Boom, there's a fine from the league.
All right, and then what happens?
And it's like $1,000 or whatever. For what the money these guys are making, the fine isn't big money. But now here's the opportunity for the Jets to say, all right, hey, you know what? You got fined by the league. We don't like how you're playing. Right. We're gonna void your contract.
Yeah, that's not right.
Which, if you want to make the commitment to Sam Darnold that the Jets are talking about making,
which they have to make,
you don't put this sort of language in the contract to give so much power to the team and to undercut this guy. I mean, I guess I understand it from the standpoint of the Jets looking at it like, well, what if he turns out to be Sanchez? We want to be able to get out from under this thing.
I hate to say it. I think Sanchez, he had 2 good seasons. He had a good coach at that time. And
Sanchez was brain dead. Well, he always talked about learning from his mistakes. He never learned from his mistakes.
Well,
He kept saying, I have to do better, after he would throw 2 or 3 interceptions, and the next game he'd throw 2 or 3 more interceptions, and he would say after the game again, I have to do better. Well, dude, at some point you need to do better, not just talk about it.
The last time they made the playoffs was with him. So
but that was a very good team.
That was a good team,
and
if you're a bad quarterback, it's still going to be
all he did with the offense was manage it. It wasn't like he was making plays to get them to win games.
He wasn't calling plays at the line. Probably
he was. He showed that he was not an NFL caliber starter, and the Jets did the right thing by moving on. He's never proven them wrong for letting him go.
Yeah, but also he's ends up being backup guy.
But that's my point.
Anyway,
But that's what's going on. And right now, Sam Darnold is in day 3 of his holdout.
Right.